Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy July. Welcome to Madeline from Florida, Paula from Florida. And it looks like we got some other folks in the wings as well, which is fine. Hopefully you'll decide to step out and join us in the live chat if you have any questions. I haven't presented a machine like this before, so I'm going to do my best to highlight the positives, the strengths of this. And it belongs to a local lady by the name of Nancy Dreyer. And she had initially taken it to a place down near Green Bay. Green Bay is about 25 miles away from the workshop. And she took it in there with certain concerns, symptoms, what it was doing, what it wasn't doing. And when she got it back, it was worse than when she dropped it off. And so she went back to her sewing circle and talked to the ladies there and said, kind of told all of them about what had happened. And they said, go see Scott in Oconto and he'll make it right. And a bunch of things on this machine. I won't go into all the particulars. I've already shared that with Nancy, but she's a happy girl again. And I'm going to try to highlight some of the attributes of this machine because we don't see them too often, especially one of this value. It makes me nervous to have a $10,000 machine sitting on my workbench. So I'm glad that Nancy and her husband are going to pick it up today, shortly after this live stream. So let me walk you around this machine a little bit. I'll just point out some of the features. Obviously a huge harp space. As a matter of fact, I'll try my best to give you some measurements on it, although the book has measurements also. Let me put that right there. So to give you an idea, let's see if that's a pretty good shot. Yeah, that's not going to be real great. Hold on. I'll put the camera back up here. Okay, give you some measurements. From the center of the needle to the pillar, we're looking at about almost 16 inches. Vertical clearance in the harp is almost 9. And then really from here to here, you've got almost unlimited space for turning material. Between these 2 points here, you're looking at about 16 inches. So it's a huge workspace for doing master quilting type work like Nancy and a number of you are involved with. And as I tore this machine apart to do the necessary repairs and the servicing that this other location down there, Green Bay, I'll just say it, Julie's, did not do, it was apparent that they didn't understand the mechanics of this machine. The mechanics of this machine is that this entire housing on the front comes off. You've got to remove several bolts to do that. But when you get inside, you discover that this machine is a combination of bushings and bearings. Bearings are sealed. They don't need to be lubricated. But it seemed like they had their mind completely upside down when they tried to do some servicing on the machine, because the areas that needed lubrication had no lubrication. The areas that did not need lubrication were saturated in oil. And inside of here with the circuit boards and the harnesses and everything, there was so much oil in that environment that I had to work a long time to clean it out, because excess oil is as bad as not enough oil. So we learned, don't we? We learned that some places you just need to avoid. And I'll probably get nasty messages from the Julie's people because they know about me. And but I'm just speaking the truth. I'm speaking the truth. So quick walk around the machine. Let me get back to that. Let me cover the threading on the machine first of all. That's a big deal on this machine in particular. So right here off of this spool, and this is a General Coates and Clark type thread, It's very, very good for most quilting applications, but there certainly are higher grade threads than this that anyone using a machine like this could certainly employ. But if it's meeting Nancy's needs, then that's perfect. So we go from here up to this thread point here. Then comes a little bit of a tricky turn. We come to this spool pin right here, and we've got to come through the top of it, around the side, back through the bottom hole, making sure my camera shot is right, through the bottom hole, and then back out towards this next thread guide here. Let me cover that one more time, because I noticed online there's a little bit of confusion about threading this machine, even among the owners. So off the back of here, that's easy enough. Up through here, down over to here, and again, go through the top eyelet first, wrap it around the side, back through the bottom eyelet, and then you come out the other side. Then we're going to be threading through here. Now, let me get seated down here. Going to be going through this first little thread guide right here. Then we have to go through the tension discs, like so, and then down through this bottom thread point right here. I'm kind of looking over my shoulder if you see me pausing, like, why is he pausing? Then we have to come down through the tension discs, up over the take-up spring. You can see we've got the thread coming kind of around, and then like the other Singer machines that we've looked at, kind of just threading through the little goalposts there. And we got to come through this thread guide, and then back up here towards this thread guide, then through the take-up arm, and then we're going to be running that thread down to the left through this thread guide, this thread guide, and then we've got kind of a hidden little thread guide right over here. Let me show you. Right here, I'll use my pen to point at it. Right here, we've got a little hole, and a lot of people miss this threading point. You've got to come off of this thread guide and then go through this little hole, and then you're going to be threading this needle from left to right. Now, the needles that this machine uses, our good friend Sonny from out east would call them harpoon needles. They're a 135 by 5 needle, much bigger in girth than a lot of our standard Schmetz needles. And the most common needle size that's used on this quilting machine is going to be a size 18, which equates to a size 110. And the reason you want a heavier needle like that is because as you're manipulating that material, free motion quilting, etc., you're going to be fluxing that needle, even if you're real careful about the fluidity of the movement as you're moving that material. So you don't want to have something lighter gauge, or it's likely to strike the throat plate. The other thing is there's no flat side on these specialty needles that go into this quilting machine. There's no flat side, but you want to align the scarf. The scarf is that little indentation near the bottom of the needle, above the point and adjacent to the eye of the needle. You want to line up the scarf of the needle so it's pointing towards the pillar, which is to the right. Really important that you do that. What else can I show you? Oh, let me show you a little screen. This is fun. Yeah, Paula, good observation. Paula pointed out, she said, it's an unnumbered tensioner, isn't it? No numbers. You kind of would expect a machine that's a little bit on the pricier end to probably, add some little numbers, but it's got a fairly easy adjuster on here when it comes to balancing that tension. The only trick, and I discovered this when I was first trying to use the machine after I got done with the repairs and the servicing, is we talk a lot about the tension, upper tension versus the bobbin tension down below. The bobbin tension down below, again, let me show you. the bobbin tension down below right here, generally we're going to have an even pull between this pulling down and the upper tension pulling up. On these quilting machines, you've got to adjust this tension down so far on this bobbin case that when you hold the bobbin threaded, it literally will be dropping down without even shaking it. The old practice when you're checking the tension of a bobbin case is that you're supposed to be able to hold that thread with your fingers and give it a light bounce. And then as you're bouncing it, that bobbin case will slowly drop down. And that's supposed to give you a good balance as far as the bobbin case tension. On this one, it's got to be a lot lighter. And when I got the machine in from Nancy, the screw on this bobbin case had been turned way, way down. It was way too heavy, and it was causing a lot of imbalance as she was trying to do her free motion quilting. The other thing, and I'll point this out before I forget to do it, they call this a bouncing foot right here. Most of us are going to call this a free motion attachment or something like that. We could make up any kind of name you want to make for it, but it's basically going to be bouncing up and down as you're going through the sewing process. With something like this, depending on the type of quilting you're doing, the thickness of that material and the batting, you've got to adjust this for that type of sewing. And I noticed online that a lot of people were struggling with this with skip stitches. The manual itself tells you that the skip stitches will result if you've got too much of a space between the needle plate and the bouncing foot. In other words, if this is positioned too high up, then you're going to be skipping stitches. Even if you sew at a more controlled rate, this thing can really kick it out when it comes to speed. And it's not that difficult. You just need to get a simple Allen wrench like this. I think you can see that, sort of. Let me shut my light off temporarily. Where is it? There we go. So you get a simple little Allen wrench like this, and then you just adjust this bouncing foot so that it's at the proper height based on the thickness of the quilt you're going to be working with. What they generally recommend is that the clearance between the bouncing foot and the material should be about 4 to 6 pieces of paper. So it's not a huge amount of clearance, because this is going to obviously, with the motion of the sewing, it's going to be moving up and down and pressing against that material so that you're getting even stitching. But the big deal is just don't have it too high up. Adjust it accordingly. So we're just going to be sewing with basic cotton material today, as you can see here, with a single layer of batting. So I adjusted it down a little bit further than it was originally. So it's possible that Nancy will have to adjust this again. I remember the quilt that she brought in and she showed me it was a little bit thicker than this material. And we can even make that adjustment before she leaves today. It's just a matter of loosening this right here and then just moving it up to the proper height. But you don't want to go too high again, otherwise you're going to be skipping stitches. Okay? Yeah, all right. So a little bit on the manual. We talk a lot about manuals. The manual on this machine is really pretty doggone impressive. It covers every aspect. Oh, I didn't show you the screen. I'm getting so distracted. Hold on. Let me turn this back on. Okay. I'm going to have to look over my shoulder here. So the way I'm using this in manual mode today is not the ideal way to be operating this machine. It would be sitting on top of a track. Matter of fact, I'll show you the track. It would be sitting on top of a track like this with these encoders, this right here, that allows the movement and the flow to regulate the speed of the machine. Gives you a nice even flow as you're trying to get into that free motion quilting. But we're not going to be using this today because this would normally go on the 6-foot table that came with this machine that's back at Nancy's place. So we're just going to be using it manually today. And I'm not a gifted free motion quilter, but I'll do my best to try to manage things. So the two switches, or the two toggles, if you will, The right one here, if you push this one, it's going to start sewing straight away. Oh, I forgot to mention, Nancy was also frustrated when she got back. They had switched the control functions between these two toggle controls. So when she was used to pushing the buttons over here, they were now over there. And when I went in, I found that one of the wiring harnesses had been reversed. So, but this one is going to start the machine. Then you can regulate speed between these two buttons right here. Over here is going to be needle up, needle down. And then you can also control screen functions through these toggle switches as well, which I have not mastered, so I'm not going to try to demonstrate that. But it's a nice big 5-inch screen, easy to read. It is a touch screen as well. So if you want to go into different settings, you can do that very easily. And right now I've got it set at a 60, you can see right now 55% is the manual setting for the speed. I'm going to take it all the way down to about 50%. Someone that's real skilled at free motion quilting, they could probably bump it way, way up, but I'm not as skilled in free motion quilting. So I'm going to go with 50%. I think that'll be more than fast enough. Okay, a little bit more about this manual. Again, it really does a beautiful job of walking you through the machine. I've got certain things that I've tagged off here that I want to cover in specific. Let me see if I can do that. So the specs on the machine, I can tell you, carrying this up and down the stairs of the workshop, and any of you that have been in the workshop know that the stairs coming down to the workshop area are very steep. This is not a lightweight machine. It's almost 50 pounds. And so as you're trying to balance this thing coming down the stairs, and you're watching out for these as well so you don't bump into something, it's a little bit of a tricky machine to carry. It gives all the breakout here, everything from height to width. Maximum stitches per minute is 1,800. That's flying. Minimum stitches per minute, 90. So you can really ratchet it down if you want to. And again, then it goes a little bit into the ergonomic handles, and it's just a real, once you have it on the track and the table set up properly, it's just a very easy machine to operate. Very, very easy to operate. What else do I want to show you? Oh, basic controls. Yeah. Basic controls, combination of sewing controls and then also display controls. So again, you can use them to do different things, either sewing specifically or so you don't have to use the touch screen. What else? This is a real high-end covering. This is talking about the hopping foot adjustment again, just how critical it is. And you can see right here, the hopping foot needs to be adjusted for thicker and thinner fabrics. If the machine is skipping stitches, lower the hopping foot. And here they're showing a different type of Allen wrench, but the same principle. So again, you just want to make sure as you're adjusting this, that you take into account what type of quilting you're doing and the thickness of that material. What else? What else? What else? What else? Yeah, I highlighted this one too as far as maintenance. The average sewist that has a machine of this caliber is not going to go to the effort of splitting the case like I did when I did the detailed servicing and the repairs on Nancy's machine. So the basic oiling points on this machine is obviously you're going to take out the bobbin case, you're going to be oiling the hook. And then there's a couple of other oiling points right here adjacent to this cabling on top. You can see those two little ports right there. A little bit hard to see, but that port and that port are additional oiling points that you can readily access to oil the main mechanics of the machine on this end over here, the needle bar and some of those faceplate type oiling points. Yeah, that's all I flagged. It covers a lot more, does troubleshooting, and has a number of different things in there. that really, I think they did a great job of giving a comprehensive type manual. Yeah. Okay. So with all that blah, blah, blahing, perfect ending with the song. With all that blah, blah, blahing, why don't I show you how this thing runs? And again, I'm not an expert at it, but I'm going to give it a go. It's kind of fun. And I'm kind of a wimp because I took it all the way down to 50%, but that's still going to be, what, about 900 stitches per minute based on the highest threshold this machine can handle. Yeah, so we'll see. This could be embarrassing, but I'm going to give it a try anyway. So the ideal thing would be that there would be a quilt stretched and you would have these wonderful toggle controls right here for guiding the machine as you're moving it back and forth, right and left, forward and back. I'm not going to have that advantage. I'm going to hit the go button, and then I'm going to have to start moving this material very, very quickly. Then I've got to hit the stop button again. I wish one of you were here to hit the go button and the stop button, which is the same thing. That one right there. Yeah. So I will do my best. Yeah, nothing wrong with a little bit of humility, right? All right, let's give this a try. That's 50%. Holy cow, I'm going to have a heart attack. Ah! Jiminy crickets. Holy mackerel. That's 50%. Beautiful stitching. And again, I'm not really skilled at free motion quilting, but you get an idea anyway. There's our front of the quilting right there. You see where somebody was really skilled running at 50% and they got a really great fluidity, they got a rhythm going, they would be able to have much better stitch length regulation than I do. I've got some that are shorter, I've got some that are longer, I've got some that are in the middle. Let me shut that light off. Yeah, I'm about to fade away, 'cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong. So free motion quilting takes a lot of practice, doesn't it? And very seldom do I do free motion quilting. I've demonstrated the attachments a couple of times, I believe, on the Husqvarna machines, but it takes a lot of skill and a lot of practice. There's our lock stitching on the back. Equally beautiful stitching. And again, depending on the thickness of the material we're going to be working with, we've got to make changes to that bouncing foot. You know, that just seems weird to call it a bouncing foot. Why don't we call it a free motion attachment? But at any rate, beautiful stitch quality, balancing, top and bottom. And again, Nancy's a lot better at it than I am. I can fix her machine. I can get it running properly. But then she'll sit down, and if I went over to her place, she would be like, "This is how it's done, buddy. This is how it's done." Yeah, it is. Yeah, cool. And again, the speed we were running at is only 50%. You imagine somebody that's a master quilter, like our Roz, our 4th generation quilting Roz, or many of you probably as well. You could crank it up to 80%, maybe even 100%. and you'd be able to do your thing. Do your thing. Not me. 50%, I was almost like biting my nails. Of course, I couldn't do that because I was trying to do my thing here. But some beautiful stitching. Really, really beautiful stitching. Yeah. Cool. I don't know what else to show you. That's all I had prepared. It's a long weekend. It's a 4th of July weekend. We're into July now, if you didn't realize it. Happy July 1st. So Nancy and her husband are going to be here soon to pick this machine up. And I'm going to start working on some other machines. I should mention as well, let me do that real quick. Hold on a sec. Tomorrow, Saturday, I will be finally, I can't even see the screen. I don't even know if I'm pointed the right direction. Hold on a second. I don't even know if I'm pointed the right direction. Ah, there we go. Okay. I sort of can see it now. Tomorrow, finally, I'm going to be presenting this Wilcox & Gibbs machine from the 1800s that's going to be heading out to California. And this customer has been so patient as I've gone through the process of acquiring parts, rewiring. The wiring on this machine was just terrifying when it came to the workshop. And then these are a couple of other machines that just came back from the paint shop. This one here, this new home, kind of a Greyhound theme. Isn't that gorgeous now? If any of you remember it when I showed it to you in the initial Facebook shots, it was a rough, crusty looking machine. Not anymore. And then finally, this Centennial Singer 201-2 that'll be coming up real soon for a live stream. And that's going to be heading towards Elaine down in the great state of Mississippi. So I'm trying to remember. This one belongs to Mary, if I remember correctly. Oh, too many things going on. But at any rate, keep a watch for this one in particular. We don't see machines like this very often come up on the channel, and you'll want to see this one. It generates a gorgeous, not a lock stitch. It generates a, you guys help me out. I've just got totally Friday brain. Chain stitch. That's what it does. All right. I'm going to relax for a little bit and look at the chat. I haven't even looked at the chat at all. Yeah, that is a racer. I'm not even catching up comments. Oh, hi to Susie too. Hi, Susie. I'm just going to scroll up to see if there's any other comments. Welcome, everyone. Oh, welcome to Emma, too. I didn't see Emma sneak in. We've got Emma and Madeline and Paula and Susie. Yeah, those are the only folks that have stepped into the live chat. Again, if you're new to this channel, when you feel comfortable, step out and join the live chat. It's a great way to meet folks. We've had people make incredible friendships through these live streams and through these premieres. I mean, they become besties. So if you're looking to meet new people that share your love of vintage sewing machines and also more contemporary quilting machines like this is a great place to do it. And I know that Paula and Emma and all the other leaders will make you feel welcome as well, because sometimes I'm into the machine, especially with something like this that, like Emma said, is a racer, and I'm trying to do my thing as best as I can, and I can't look at the comments, but they'll take good care of you. So I hope all of you have a safe 4th of July weekend. And thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day on a Friday. These live streams are not announced typically. And so all of a sudden you'll get a notification, hey, live stream. And you got a lot of other things going on. So I'm so grateful that you take time to join us and to learn about new machines like this. This Brother Dream Quilter 15. And it's a well-built machine. This is going to last Nancy a long time, as long as she doesn't take it back to Julie's in Green Bay. So a shout out to Julie's down in Green Bay. If you guys don't know certain machines, make a referral. Make a referral. There's other good technicians down near Green Bay, or they can come all the way up to Oconto. That would be fine too. So God bless you guys. Wrap up your chat. Enjoy each other's company. And yeah, I might even do a little bit more free motion quilting with this machine. I doubt it. I doubt it. It's out of my league. It's out of my league. Oh, Paula, I totally forgot that. I should have on tomorrow. How can you sit still to this song? So I got to remember to put on the real cool 4th of July red, white, and blue bandana tomorrow when I present this machine from the 1800s on the 4th of July weekend. Paula has sent me so many cool things. Many of you have, and I'm so grateful. The whole workshop is adorned by your generosity. And when people come here to visit, I'm pointing and I'm saying, hey, Roz sent this. Hey, Paula sent this. Hey, Emma sent this. Hey, Madeline sent this. Yeah, so many things. Plus, I got that cream from Susie from Minnesota, too. So my hands are soft. They're very soft. All right, y'all enjoy your weekend. I'll see you tomorrow morning, I hope. Oh, what time? Susie is saying what time? It's probably going to be like around, I usually do it like around 10 o'clock, but that's like 11 o'clock for East Coasters. Maybe that's too late. Maybe I should try to push it earlier. Maybe I should try to push it. But then if I do it like at 9 o'clock, then it's like 7 o'clock for West Coasters. I don't know. Type in the chat what time you guys think we should try to start tomorrow. Maybe we could meet in the middle and do like 9:30 or something like that. 9:30 Central Time. So it'd be 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 West Coast time or something like that. So, but type in the chat if you have any ideas. I'm pretty flexible. I mean, I can start. I'll get this machine cleared out and get it back to Nancy, and then I'll get our Wilcox and Gibbs chain stitching machine all set up, so I can do my thing with it tomorrow. So, but tell me what you guys think. What time? Let me look at the chat.
The chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want, and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing.
So we're gonna shoot for probably like around 9:30 Central. 9:30 Central tomorrow, and it might be a little bit before, a little bit after. I might start the live stream like I did today, and say, hey, I'll be there in a little bit. So be patient with me, but we'll target around 9:30 Central, which is 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 West Coast time. So it's hard to balance it, isn't it? And then our folks that are, say, from the UK or out that direction in Europe, for them it's going into the evening already, isn't it? We're just all over the board, but oh well, what can we do? What can we do? Yeah, it'd be fun to, wouldn't it be fun to see this set up on that big table at Nancy's with those encoders and everything doing their magic as far as regulating the speed and the fluidity. Yeah, they do a much better job. a much better job than I did, but I didn't do bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. Yeah. All right, I'll let you guys wrap things up, and I'm going to end this live stream at the end of this song. I have no idea, Susie. You should be getting a notification when the live stream begins. It'll show you something like, let me actually show you. I think I can actually show you on my phone. I usually get an email too. See, I'll get an email. I'll get an email like this. See the YouTube one. Oops, I hit the wrong one. I'll get a YouTube one like this, email as well, and it'll say YouTube now live on your channel. And then it kind of shows you a preview. So you might want to check your settings. Check your settings on how you have the notifications, because this is what I get. As soon as I go live, even as the presenter, I get an email like this. No idea. If anybody has any suggestions for Susie, please let her know. Oh, I totally missed the end of the song. I totally missed the end of the song. The bell is black. I'm not sure what does Susie mean by the bell is black. I don't notifications at all. Yeah, I don't know why. Once you subscribe, assuming you're subscribed to the Cow Country channel, once you subscribe, that should be like an automatic thing. Automatic. I don't know why they just flagged Susie's they just flagged Susie's comment. Hey, I'm curious, when it flags a comment. Oh, good. I was wondering, I was sure the moderators could approve something that was flagged, and Paula or somebody just did that for Susie, so that's cool. That's awesome. YouTube flags sometimes things that makes no sense, but that's their filters, I guess. But again, thanks to Nancy Dreyer for listening to her sewing group and bringing this machine in. And now she's going to be able to, she literally said, it was so funny. She comes down to the workshop and she says, I was getting ready to throw this machine out the window. And I looked at her and I said, if you can throw this machine out the window, I'd love to see it, because that's a heavy machine. That's awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Emma. Thank you for explaining that. All right, I will wrap this up. I've got almost an hour before Nancy and her hubby get here, so I might be able to goof around some more on this. I hope it's worth it. This society is really trying me. Ain't no hide and seek, I hide to be far from anxiety. I need my space, I need my privacy. I need some silence, please. You're all too loud, you don't speak quietly. Beautiful stitching. Thrown across every surface, it makes me nervous. It's the world honestly burning, that's all I'm learning. Hope that we can make a turn and type of person. All our minds have put the work in, we got some work, man. Now you can see when I slide this under, the clearance between the bottom of the bouncing foot and the material It's so thin. It's only like about 4 pieces of paper thick between the bottom of this and the material. So we can avoid the stitch skifting problem. Yeah, that LED light just messes with it, doesn't it? I got to do one more little run on this. I've got all this open space over here. I should clip my threads first, though, shouldn't I?
She can go pick the bad or the good, got a glass halfway. I know it's easier to hide than just to lay low.
Again, I'm running only at 50%. I'm going to check my notes. Hold on a second.
I'm not gonna give in. Take a last shot, Michael J. Win. No, I'm not a robot, I'm in my own skin. Never get lost when thoughts pull you in. I miss the old you. We died with a purpose. All the energy around me felt nervous. Scared I would pop out fast to the surface. Had to cut out before you made me worthless. Torn apart, I've been torn and scarred. I had a given arm, and now I'm thinking smart. I'm keeping up my guard. I'm hiding every card. I roll a flash of left. You never know what's hard. But I'm back to the mat. Gonna see where I'm at. I'm a fight like a man. I'm a piece of it. That they can never be me.
Yeah, I was right. So it's got a max speed of 1800, right? 1800 stitches per minute. So if I'm running at 50%, I'm still running at about 900 stitches per minute. I wonder if I should bump it down even further. Well, we'll see. All right, light back on. Two, three, four, launch!
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
900 stitches per inch. Or 900 stitches per inch. 900 stitches per minute. I knew what I meant.
Yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education.
Bump up the potential
I
a
try
little
to
bit
do
on
this
this.
every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Life ain't easy, yo. I think there's a reason, though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing.
Yeah, Nancy could totally outdo me on free motion quilting. That's for sure. All right, well, let me wrap this up. And you guys have a safe 4th of July weekend. I hope I see you tomorrow morning, 9:30 Central Time, to check out this Wilcox & Gibbs chain stitching machine. Yeah.
Stay away from all the shit because it's temptation. I know that I like to do it because it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Oh, yeah, great suggestion, Emma. I should have totally put on the 1812 Overture. Yeah, missed opportunity. Missed opportunity. Oh, well. All right, take care, everybody. God bless. And thank you to the moderating team. Thank you to the moderating team for taking care of folks so well. I appreciate you so much. All right, see you tomorrow. Happy 4th of July. Independence Day, baby.